You have brought disgrace upon our ranks. And now you must restore it.
Just look at that punchable face. If there ever was a face that could get you annoyed by just looking at it, it's this one. Talk about perfect casting. Sorry, Fabian Frankel, but in this video, I want to go through his character arc, which, in my opinion, was absolutely terrific. You may hate the character, but Fabian Frankel is deceivingly amazing in this role. And the fact that he faced harassment and had to restrict his comment section shows the dark side of fandom. So I don't know why I have to say this, but this video is more about the character of Criston Cole, not Fabian Frankel. Before I dive into the many reasons why people hate this character, can you please hit that like and subscribe button? I never did Patreon because I never wanted to ask you all for any money. But if we can get to close to 1k subs, I would be able to monetize this channel and that would be a dream. This video won't have any spoilers for future episodes. So now, without wasting any more time, let's begin. We first see Ser Criston Cole in a tourney where he defeats a knight of House Tarly, Sir Boros, Lord Bormund Baratheon, and Daemon Targaryen. Yes, Daemon fucking Targaryen. Sir Criston Cole, in his final exchange, knocks Daemon to the ground and forces him to yield. He then asks for the favor of Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, and Rhaenyra obliges by throwing her laurel wreath, which is a symbol of victory, and she wishes him luck. This cements Sir Criston as one of the strongest knights in all of Westeros.
I choose Ser Criston Cole.
Let's not be too hasty, Princess.
My father should be defended by a man who's known real combat. Should he not?
6 months after the tourney, Sir Criston is named to the Kingsguard by Princess Rhaenyra. She does this because he's the only candidate who has real combat experience. But there could be other reasons. Maybe that Rhaenyra was hot for Sir Criston all along. Till now, there is absolutely no hate for Sir Criston. He's a member of House Cole, a minor house of the Dornish Marches, and now he's a member of the Kingsguard based on merit. Sir Criston swears one of the holiest of vows to be accepted to the ranks of the Kingsguard. As narrated later by Sir Eric in House of the Dragon, a Kingsguard is a symbol of honor. As he says, I swear to ward the queen with all my strength and give my blood for hers. I shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children. After Rhaenyra returns from her infamous night with Daemon, she is still sexually charged because Daemon would not have sex with her. As Sir Criston checks up on Rhaenyra, a horny Rhaenyra lashes herself at him, seducing him, slowly stripping Criston of his armor. Sir Criston hesitates, looking at his white cloak as he takes it off, torn between his vow of chastity and his desire for his princess. Eventually, he gives in to temptation and starts kissing her back, and they do have sex. It is interesting to note that Sir Criston was being ordered to have sex by the princess herself, which again makes me think that he was being too hard on himself later in the series, and that speaks volume about how self-righteous this man thinks he is. Now, the Kingsguard members are forbidden from getting married, but there's no concrete mention that they are required to take a vow of celibacy. However, they are expected to act respectively, namely to refrain from whoring and sexual affairs. The question becomes, did Sir Criston break his oath? The answer to that is yes. Although having sex is not forbidden as per the books, he does something that might endanger the crown and hence the king. It is the opposite of what a Kingsguard must do. But even at this point, there is no hate for Sir Criston. If Jaime Lannister can have sex with his sister Cersei while being in the Kingsguard, this is still nothing compared to that, and the viewers do get it. But this is the turning point. You see, Criston's big weakness is being self righteous and honorable, and for most of his life, he succeeds. I would argue that he's very similar to Ned Stark. Remember, Ned Stark mocked Jaime Lannister for breaking his oath, calling him Oathbreaker. But Ned Stark never tried to understand what led Jaime Lannister to kill the Mad King. The only difference is that Ned Stark would never give in to temptation, not even for a second, while Criston Cole succumbed to Rhaenyra's seduction. And now, Sir Criston is so guilt-ridden that he wants to make things right, and now he asks Rhaenyra to run away with him to Essos and marry him, which is of course very selfish. He suggests that they should choose love over duty. He's being childish here, and I think this is where people started hitting on this character. Because Rhaenyra, of course, refuses. No one would ever waste a chance to becoming the most powerful person of Westeros. To make things worse for Criston, who is already drowning in his self-righteous guilt, Rhaenyra tells him that she and Laenor have come to an understanding. And after they perform their royal duty and marry, they each can pursue their own desires. Criston, distraught and angry, accuses her of wanting him to be her whore. He now sees no way of restoring his honor. People need to remember that Westeros is a very different world from what it is today. Those with honor become nothing without it, and the King's Guard is all about that. Sure, it's not like all the King's Guard never have sex, but Sir Criston has flown too close to the sun. And when he learns that other people have started to know about his affair with Rhaenyra, he snaps. And not only does he snap, he wants to kill himself. But Alicent Hightower saves him. Now, this is what I don't get. This is a guy who was willing to kill himself for breaking his vows. Had he died right then and there, his story would actually have been a bit tragic. Yes, he was being childish, but he was raised up like that. Honor was all he had, much like Ned Stark. I say all the vows and rules and everything in Westeros is mostly bullshit, but people still keep honor and it matters to them. So Sir Criston killing himself would have been tragic, but that did not happen. And the fact that he then swore to Alicent was the tipping point for most viewers. Now Criston has become angry, resentful, and acts like a sore loser and a douchebag. He hides his guilt with anger. But there is a character arc here. It's not like Joffrey or Ramsay, where he was like that from the beginning. I do get why Sir Criston is like that. And to make things worse, he's now having sex with Alicent. Surprise, surprise. But come on, we all knew this was happening. I think it started when Viserys died, or who knows, maybe even earlier. And truth be told, it's a match made in heaven, or should I say hell. Alicent saved Sir Criston's life. Ever since then, the two have been inseparable. Alicent, at least according to the show, never felt pleasure. She had Viserys, an old king, riding her since she was a teenager. And all of this is because her dad Otto wanted it to be. I mean, if that is not creepy and tragic, I don't know what is. And even after this, people hate Alicent as if she's Joffrey. And the same goes for Criston. The hate has become so extreme that the actor has to restrict his social media interactions, which just shows how toxic the fandom can become. But I think the showrunners also want us to despise this character, the way he acts, the way he speaks, the way he orders people around, and now he's the fucking hand of the king, the second most powerful man in all of Westeros. It is easy to hate him, but let's put things into perspective. He's no Joffrey, he's no Ramsay. He's a man who was ready to die for honor, and now he is masking all of that with his anger, resentment, and bitterness. But let's not pretend that we have not met these kinds of people even in today's world. So yes, I do think that hating on Kristen is justified, but maybe it's overblown. The fact that some people think highly of Daemon Targaryen just because he's more charismatic and hate on Criston Cole just because he's presented as this broken man just gets to show the power of human emotions and how at the end of the day we are less practical and more emotional people. Now, I have no problem if you think Daemon is an excellent character. He absolutely is. I love Daemon Targaryen, but he's no hero. He's one of the cruelest characters in all of Westeros. But maybe that is for another video. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe, and many thanks for watching.